Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 4v4 match on the map Twin Waters. I'm starting in the middle right position playing as the Soviets. Now what you can see is I've moved the MCV at the start of this game. I've made a little bit of a mess of it and moved it a lot more than I needed to. And it's my first time actually playing from the middle right. And what I was trying to do is we can see those gems at the top right of my base. Now that I've played it a few more times, what I would do, instead of moving the MCV, I'd do power plant, barracks, power plant to get near to that first gem patch. Because you're going to need to build that second small power plant later anyway. So I think that's a much better use of the time, rather than moving the MCV. And we can see our teammate Purple has done he's done a sort of similar thing. He's moved it a lot more than I have. And he's right on top of those gems. So we're getting that first ore truck out. Oh, what he's done, I think, is he's built his barracks and power plant, and then he's moved his MCV close to that gem patch. Similar thing to what I did. And now I'm going for my war factory. Now, what I should have done here is I should have built an ore silo before I went for that war factory. So that's definitely something I've misdone. And what you'll see I've done here is I've stopped that ore truck from depositing so quickly, because otherwise it's going to and yeah, you can see Purple's actually flagging it, but that was like on purpose because I didn't want to get siloed, because if you get siloed, what happens is your ore truck just deposits some money, but it doesn't deposit all the ore because your ore refinery can't hold it. So that's why it was very important that I got my ore silo so I didn't lose any of the ore that ore truck was carrying. And now I'm going for my double war factory start. I've gone for immediate tanks. You can choose to build one ore truck after that, which is probably a good move actually. It was my first time playing this position, so some of the things I do this time will be slightly different. I'm just selling off my barracks because I don't think I'll need it anymore. And that's just like a power saving strategy. And now I'm just bringing some tanks down and making sure this part's defensive. What tends to happen in this map is it's 4v4, and two teams tend to fight at the bottom, and two teams tend to fight at the top as well. So because I'm next to Mia, who's playing in the bottom right, I'm going to be obviously fighting with Mia along the bottom of the map, whereas our other two players will be fighting on the top of the map. We've also got Killer Flow, who I think is playing as, I think he's called Tiny Tank Attack in this game, but he's playing as well. And now we're just causing a bit of disruption here, and now those light tanks coming in. And what we'll do is we'll try and draw them back, because we've got you can see Mia's got a Tesla coil, and those Tesla coils do great damage against light tanks. So yeah, and we can see now Mia is going on the attack, and I'm going to go in now as well to help with this push forwards. Blue's in trouble and he's going to need help off their teammate, and I've also got more tank reinforcements coming in, and I'm going to be building my third war factory now. So let's see how much damage we can do to Blue. It looks like one of the large power plants is going down, and it also looks at the top of the map like our teammate is in trouble. But now the attack on Blue. Blue doesn't have any tanks left. We managed to get the ore refinery down. That's a big kill there. But it does look like he's possibly got another ore refinery, because that ore truck is still moving. And usually they go stationary, and indeed he does. He has another ore truck, ore refinery at the bottom, and he's quit out of the game. So we've managed to get Blue out of the game, and now Green is coming in. And I don't think... Yeah, Green's got a decent number of tanks, and I don't know if we're going to have to pull back at this point, but it's not looking too bad for the time being. We're managing to kill some of those tanks, and yeah, those tank numbers are falling. Green using medium tanks, which is probably the better tank to use if you're fighting a player who's playing as the Soviets. And now I'm going to be building a service depot so I can build an MCV. Well, the fight with Green is currently happening, and we've got a better number of tanks definitely at the moment. We're definitely managing to push Green back, and Green is in big trouble. although my ore situation isn't going so well. But now yellow coming in with 3 light tanks. Is that going to be enough, or is yellow going to bring more tanks in? We can see more tanks coming in from the top, and this might put a stop to our advancement because there are quite a few light tanks there now, and we're going to have to start maybe thinking about falling back, because what we don't want to happen is lose too many tanks and then leave pink mere vulnerable. And now I'm getting that service depot put down, and I'm going to get a large power plant just so I can keep that building and still have the power to produce tanks. But as we can see now, my ore situation has got a lot worse, so there could have been some things I'd done a little bit better in this situation. And now what I'm doing is I'm building that radar dome. But we can see yellow and green are going towards Mia's base. So now what I need to do is I need to come down and I need to start defending that. I was going to get some I'm going to get send one tank up though to get some visibility of that middle of the map. Because what we want to do is we want to keep an eye on if any of the teams are setting up bases in the middle. Because that would be very problematic for us. And now the fight's coming on here. Green seems to have a lot more medium tanks. And what's probably happened is Green's been like sort of sorting out their economy and getting a really good economy going before building tanks. And now they're sort of benefiting from that. And now I'm just building a large power plant. Again, I don't really need one actually. I probably could have built something better in this situation. But those light tanks and green tanks, we're just sort of fighting at this bottleneck. And if the other player does start to push us back, we've also got that Tesla curl to fall back on. And what I'm doing now is I've realised my economy is not in good shape. And I'm going to build a couple of ore trucks from that war factories. And hopefully that'll sort out my economy a little bit. But now, green with those large tank numbers, and it's not looking too good for us right at this minute. But you can see the Tesla coil firing on something as the green tanks get a little bit closer. We just need to keep really Mia alive. But what this does, because green are like sort of guarding that end of the map, it means I can't like put any like Mia can't use the gems, which she could use with her ore refinery that sort of green's guarding. And also it's going to be harder for us to get MCVs out into the middle of the map. Because green's got control of that little section, and we're just having a little bit of trouble here, and we just need to make sure we don't lose too many tanks. Purple also mining off that middle ore patch. Now what I wish purple had done here is sort of like expanded to the left on the top of the map instead, and that would have given us a little, because what happens now is because purple's mining my ore, or the ore next to my base, it's going to run out more quickly. And we can also see purple send an MCV down to Mia's base as well. So he's probably going to mine the ore there as well. But now, the fight with green, we're managing to see, it seems like we're getting somewhere. We've managed to push green out a little bit. And we're just going to continue to apply this pressure. And what I'm doing now is I'm building that MCV because I do know that the ore in that middle part will not last. And now my tank numbers seem to be falling. I need to pull back quickly. But the tracking on this is kind of a bit bad, and pink is also fighting there now. Pink having a couple of Tesla coils, and we can see that green have built a base in the bottom middle position. And what I've just built now is a submarine, well, a sub pen, and that's just so I can build a transport ship and hopefully get a base to the middle of the map. But it does look like there's other things happening in the middle of the map at the moment if I look at my radar dome, so it might not be as easy as I hoped to get control over there. And now I've got my ore refinery, which is starting to be built, and my construction yard has been packed up. But cyan does have tanks across that middle part of the map, and also yellow has some forces going across the middle of the map as well. So I do have to be careful because I might get taken out if I do put my MCV along there, but I'm going to have to take the chance at some point because the ore around my base won't last forever. And now we've got green and yellow still guarding that point. And now I'm going to go over to this point here. Yeah, and you can see, I could just see like the yellow tank going across. Now, I can't see any bases as such at the minute. I think they had more earlier on. We can see there's actually a yellow base a bit further down I think. But I'm just going to have to hope, because if I can get an economy going in this mid part of the map, it's just going to make me so much more stronger. And now we can see those yellow tanks coming up, and we'll have to see how they're going to go. Yeah, I'm just going to have to basically pack up, because I don't have anything to defend at the moment. And yeah, we can see those yellow tanks are coming up, so I'm going to just pack it up into a transport ship again. So we'll pack it up and get out of there, because right at this time it's not going to be a good thing. You can see those yellow tanks going up en masse. And I'm going to have to just build my... Right, I'm just having a look where yellow's going actually. I think they're going for purple. So I might have been wrong. They might have not been going for my base in the first place. I've still got ore located around my base, so I'm just going to place my ore refinery there, because I still can get some more from there and hopefully get myself into a bit of a better situation as those yellow tanks are coming in, but they look to be going to the top left of the map. And I'm just having a look at this situation down on this part. We can see now green has got a naval yard, so he's going to be able to build a navy, and it looks like I might lose that MCV. He was attacking it there, so I'm going to need to bring that transport ship back. But again, yeah, those tanks seem to be going for it, and then they seem to be going away. I think what's happening is he's going to attack it, but then he goes back to the top of the map, selects all units, and then takes it and then sends them to the top left of the map. So you see them going to attack my MCV and then pulling away. And purple also bringing some tanks down to Mia's position. Mia now having 3 Tesla coils guarding that gap. The problem is, if green starts building naval units, that's going to pose a big problem on that lake. And it's going to mean both of our bases are going to be in big trouble. And now I'm just waiting for that ore refinery to be built, because once that ore refinery is built and placed on that middle ore patch, it's going to make my economy so much stronger. And now I'm going for another ore refinery, because I'm going to try and build my economy up on that middle gem patch, and that's going to provide a lot of support. You can see green there having a good time with economy, mining those gems on the bottom right of the map. And now green has started to build cruisers, and that's going to be a big issue and provides a bit of a challenge, because cruisers do a lot of damage to tanks, units, buildings. They're just very good all-round units. The only weakness they have is air, but Air Force will just be too expensive and too time-consuming to invest in at this point. And those green medium tanks, they're just too big in number. I'm trying to go along the bottom of the map to get them away from the cruisers so they don't do as much damage. But as we can see, all those tanks look to be on low health, and it looks like I'm going to be losing them. I'm building a Tesla coil now for the middle of the map. In hindsight, what I should have done probably is built a war factory, because then I'd be able to produce tanks there, which would provide a better defence than a single Tesla coil. But purple has also got an MCV going towards the middle of the map, and that's going to make it a bit better, because it's going to mean we're going to have 2 bases, so 2 people defending that middle patch rather than just myself. And now that I've got that Tesla coil up, I'm going to get another ore refinery. And now purple bringing some tanks to that middle section of the map, but it looks like we've got a bit of trouble in the bottom right, because those tank numbers are just too great. And green building up his cruiser numbers as well, which is going to mean he's going to start to be able to damage Mia's base after he started destroying our tanks. And Mia with 4 Tesla coils, the problem is when cruisers fire on those Tesla coils, they're not going to be much match. Also, what those cruisers could do is they could try and take out power plants, which they're quite good at doing, and that will mean Mia would go low on power. And we can see those medium tank numbers are just very large. And now it looks like Killer Flow is on the move, and we've got a medium tank there from yellow trying to fight those ore trucks, but now he's got a bit of trouble at his base in the middle. And we have fights going on all over the place here. And green now, Killer Flow coming into Mia's base. And I've held my tanks back a little bit because I don't want them to get destroyed by those cruisers. And now I've got that war factory on the middle of the map, so my tank building speed is going to be increased. And we can see that I do have a lot of ore at the moment. And that's just from that middle economy. which I'm now reaping the benefits from. But Mia is in big trouble because those cruisers will do a lot of damage. Those medium tanks are just too great in number, and they're just pushing forwards. We've also got Purple, who's got like a bit of an outer base there. He's got a war factory and a construction yard, but I think those are going to be taken out pretty soon. But those cruisers are firing up buildings, and you can just see how quickly they're able to destroy the different buildings of Purple and Pink. And I just don't have the tank numbers here to really defend against this effectively, and it puts me in a bit of a bad situation there. I am losing a lot of tank numbers, and it's really hard when you're fighting like against tanks, but you're also fighting against cruisers at the same time. And I've obviously got a good economy going, but it just makes things very, very difficult. Now, you could say I could build submarines, but submarines are very weak against the Allied naval forces, and I would lose a lot doing that. So it's just like, do I just fight through it with tanks? What we do see that green is now starting to get whittled down. Purple has built a couple of Tesla coils there. Green's just been focusing on buildings, and now his tank numbers are starting to fall. And this could give us like a bit of a chance of a counter. Yeah, I think we are going to have a counter now because those tank numbers are all gone, and we can see that green has gone and built another construction yard, which like will be helpful in the long run, but not immediately because he needs medium tanks right at this minute because I've got a lot of heavy tanks, and now I'm going to be trying to flood his base. And that's the thing about base attacks. You always have to be careful of the counter. You lose too many tanks, and then you give your enemy a chance to counter you. He has got rid of a lot of Mia's buildings, but I think from the radar dome, what I can see is that Mia's got a base up at the top of the map, so she's not out of the game yet. And it's just, we need all the help we can get right at the moment. And we can see that yellow are bringing tanks down the middle of the map, but as soon as those tanks go through the middle, they come to those Tesla coils, which just like take them out really immediately. We just got a load of Tesla coils there now, and as soon as those tanks get near, they're just zapped. Let's see what we can do at the bottom middle of the map though, and green now trying to build up his tank numbers, and we're trying to take out some of the ore refineries. The thing is, he's got so many that it's proving quite a challenge to take out those ore refineries, because there's quite a lot to take out. And he's got some more trucks on that patch as well, and we can see that yellow still trying to take some tanks down that middle part, but not having much luck. But now I think they've noticed that we've got those base defences there, and now they're trying to stop those yellow tanks and maybe attack the bases. Because if I was green or yellow or any of the other team at this point, what I would be doing is I'd be focusing on getting rid of that middle economy. Because if we lose that middle economy, I think it's like good game. Because if we look at the radar dome, our ore patches at our bases are almost all depleted. There's no ore there, so it's like whoever wins this like middle part of the map is going to win the game. But green now with those medium tanks are starting to build up slightly. I'm also trying to take out the odd ore truck in order to like sort of hamper their economy. I'm also going to need to build another Tesla coil just to provide a bit more defence in this top part of the map. But now we're going for the fight with green. He's starting to build up his medium tank numbers again, because he has got a pretty good economy going, and we're just trying to take out as many of those tanks as possible right at this minute. But those tank numbers starting to whittle down. It's starting to look good for us. Those tank numbers looks to be crucial now, and what I'm going to start doing is trying to take out those ore trucks, because those tank numbers are very, very low. And now we go for the ore trucks. Let's see how many we can take out. I've already taken out one earlier, and there another one is going down. And just every ore truck we take out basically damages green's economy, so we won't be able to replace as many tanks, and that's 2 ore trucks out. Let's see if we can get a third, a fourth and a fifth, because there's a load of ore trucks there. You can see green's got an absolutely crazy economy going. He's got so many ore trucks. It also means that ore patch isn't going to last too long as well. But that's a 4th ore truck down. Let's see if we can get a 5th one down. So yeah, that's 5 ore trucks. So green is losing a lot of ore trucks here, although his tank numbers are starting to build up, and that might lead to a counter-attack. And that's a 6th ore truck down, so he's lost a crazy amount at this point in time, and now we're going to try and pull back a bit. But what we haven't noticed is green is building an economy on the middle of the map. And that's what we should have been, that's what we need to focus on now, because that middle economy is essential, because it is gems only, and he'll be making a lot of that because he's got about 3 or 4 ore trucks on that middle patch at the moment. So we're going to have to try and take out those middle ore trucks or the middle ore refineries, see what we can do at this point. So that's 1 ore refinery down. I think we're going to just go focus on the ore refineries at this point. And everyone here is just absolutely on the edge fighting. We're just using all units we can. Green's using all units they can. It's like whoever just wins this round is going to win the game. But Purple's obviously doing really well at this situation because he's went for that multi-MCV early and he's been building very, very fast, and he's got a lot of control across the top of the map, so he's doing really good at the moment. And I can also see some Purple forces gathering in the bottom right of the map. So we'll have to see what Purple decides to do there. But right at this minute, Green does have a good number of tanks in the middle of this map. Mia's trying to fight with her tanks, so she's obviously managed to get a bit her economy going a little bit and get a bit of a base built in the top middle position. But now it's just so hard to fight at this point, and the reason is because you see those cruiser numbers from Green. They're just really, really crazy. And if I was Green, what I'd do is I'd just bring those cruisers up a bit more, and I'd start firing on the bases as well, because if they destroy that war factory in the middle there, my war factories will be on the middle right, and it'll take a long time to get anything there. And what I'm doing now is I'm moving my MCV, because I can see it's going to be in a bad position when those cruisers get a bit further up that map. What I can also see in the top part of the map is that Purple is gaining control, and hopefully what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to expand to that top left position. But we'll have to see when my MCV gets there what situation we're in. But now the fight against Green is continuing. It looks like Green's getting a bit of ground on us, and it looks like it's going to be hard for us to hold that. That middle gem patch now is almost gone anyway. So we're going to need to expand. And I'm just having a look at this top left position, and it's looking pretty good for expansion. And that's where I'm going to go next, because that's where the ore is, and that's where we need to take control of. But Green pushing up a bit further. And we'll have to see how long this can continue for, though, because Green, he's in well, he's got a lot of tanks, but I don't know if he's going to be able to replace those, because I think his economy well, I don't think it's going to be in a great position. Let's put it like that. But Pink now getting those heavy tank numbers built up. We're still getting fired on from the water though, which is providing a very useful for them. Unfortunately, our team's all Soviets, so we can't really fight underwater. We could produce submarines, but submarines don't do too well, let's say, against destroyers. So that's why we haven't invested in that. But now I'm going to deploy this construction yard, and we're going to get this ore refinery down and start mining from that ore patch at the top. I'm also going to build a Tesla coil just to provide a little bit of defence. But now Mia and me are able to push down, and we can see why, because Purple is launching a large-scale assault on the bottom of Green's base. So he's having to fight on 2 fronts now, which is going to be very difficult. He's got Purple at the bottom and me and Mia coming from the middle. And this is very hard. You can see Green's not moving his tanks around very much, and what that means is they're going to be stationary, and they're going to be much easier to kill, because tanks which are stationary take a lot more damage than tanks that are moving around. And that's why I'm taking these tanks out at the moment, just destroying them a little bit, and it's starting to look very, very good for us. We've sort of getting control of this middle part of the map, and we're also taking control of the top left, and more importantly, the top left is currently where the ore is, and if we get control of that, that's going to make things a lot easier. And I can't see Green having much ore left now, and he's not going to be really able to replace the army very much, because I don't think he's unlikely to have much ore left at his base. And now I'm just sorting out this economy at the top, because I'm going to get those 2 other ore trucks working, which are full of gems at the moment. And as you can see from my ore situation, I'm struggling for ore at the moment. It's been very up and down in terms of ore, depending on how available it's been on different parts of the map. But right now, we're starting to push yellow and green back, and I don't think there's going to be anything they can do about that. Also, Purple seems to be winning the battle in the top left position, which is really good, because we're going to need that ore. And my economy is all focused on there now. And I think it's going to be pretty much good game. I think Green's called it there. Now, I think, yeah, so in this game what happened, I think Purple went for multi-MCV very early. Now when you do go for multi-MCV, it's very weak to start with. It like delays your tank numbers quite a lot at the start. But once you get that multi-MCV going, it's really hard to beat, and that's what's happened. So although Purple couldn't help as much in the start, towards the middle and the end of the game, because he had that economy going, because he had the, and once you get that economy going, you can get the tanks out on map, you can take more map control and expand even further. And when he started being able to do that, that's when he really was able to provide us with loads of support later in the game. And really, he's been fighting all over this game. So yeah, multi-MCV is a risk, but it can pay off in the long term if you can survive. That's the key thing. And if everyone goes multi-MCV, then your team will be defeated very early on, because as I say, it does take a bit longer to get going. And I guess some of the things that my build order wasn't perfect this map. I think I do build things a little bit differently, and now that I've learned that position a bit better. Yeah, so when you're playing from like this was my first time playing from a middle position on this map, like a middle right or middle left. And now that I know the map a little bit better, my build order has been varied a little bit, which means my economy doesn't struggle as much early on in the game. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.